If life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. If life gives you a bunch of Volkswagens and a giant off-road park, then you just do whatever you can to fit in. Hey, my name is Sebastian, and for the past week I've been at a unique off-grid camping event in the mountains of California. It's called Syncrofest, and the simplest way to describe it is a bunch of Volkswagen enthusiasts camping out in the hills. It's a mix of adventure, community, and shitty Volkswagens, and it's pretty awesome. The event takes place every year in Hollister Hills, California, and it goes from May 1st to May 4th. And while it might sound strange when I tell my friends I'm driving 1,000 miles to hang out at a festival centered around old Volkswagens, it's one of the coolest things I've ever experienced.
60 second.
I always forget how to.
Let's go.
Now usually I would vote against hopping in a random vehicle that drives by, but when that happens at Syncrofest, you do not turn down the opportunity to rip up the mountain and some unique vehicles.
Do you need a license to do that? No.
What really makes Syncrofest special isn't the vans or the trails, it's the people. Over the years, this event has become a place where friendships are formed and strengthened. Some of the folks I camped out with this week started out as strangers I met through the van community. And now it feels like I've known them for years. That's the part I have the hardest time explaining to my friends back home, wherever that is. Why I drive 1,000 miles just to hang out in the dirt with a bunch of VW nerds. But once you're there, surrounded by good people, good vibes, and the sound of engines echoing through the hills, it all makes perfect sense.
Come on, baby. Giddy up. Tailors look like they're like built songs a lot. That's right.
He's going through the water.
That's the engine.
This event is made possible solely through the kindness of the community. They're the volunteers, the early risers, the late night problem solvers, and they work hard so we could play harder. It's a beautiful thing because it allows the builders and artists to come together and showcase their creativity, turning their raw ideas into real structures. Your van is such a vibe, dude.
Yeah, she's seen better days.
So the people that come to this event take real pride in their rigs. Some have been wrenching on them for months and others, well, decades. But here it's not about how much you know or how tricked out your rig is. What really matters is just showing up, being a part of the community and sharing the same love and obsession for these old Volkswagens.
Tire irons, you get big tire irons and in a couple tubes. It'd be a pain. It'd take a while, but you can still get out. You know, you're not stranded. Walk on the floor, cut the hole in the roof. And, and it's got a huge bed up there. It's like width of a queen and length of a cow king. So, and 6 inch bridges.
A man and his truck.
The truck.
Once we all settled in and the laughter of old friends filled the air, a few began preparing their rigs, tightening the straps, checking their tires, loading the gear. It was time. We'll make it to the top.
Hell yeah, I did it yesterday.
It's the most reliable thing out here.
It probably is.
Every year, those bold enough to take on the mountain, driving a rugged convoy through unforgiving off-road trails that twist and climb to the summit. We no longer call it tradition, it's a test of will, machine, and the bond between those who dare to make the journey. We're driving to the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Wait, where's our friend? I don't know.
Now I usually choose to drive my personal van up the mountain and load up the back with a bunch of people, but this year I figured it'd be a smart decision to not ride with the convoy and just ride with this guy Peter. He just got his van back from the shop with this sweet box ear swap, and yeah, this thing rips.
I don't know, man. It's definitely better than the one that's on there. Is it got enough here? Yes. We made it, Sebastian. We made it. Maximum density yet?
Hey there, Mike with Van Cafe. We're up at Syncrofest 2025. We're at the top of the mountain here. We brought the Iltis up and we're out here with the Vanagon gang having a bunch of fun, and we sure appreciate the business. Sebastian is here on video. We're sure grateful for Sebastian and his YouTube content. Syncrofest is a great time, 2025. So we appreciate everybody that supports Van Cafe. Love our little 4-wheel drive Iltis. It's one of 9,000 of them made, and it's just a blast on the mountain. So thanks for coming to see us. We appreciate you.
Up here, it feels like we're sitting on top of the world, and it doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, or how poor you are. It doesn't matter who has the coolest rig or the shittiest rig. All that matters is that we're all stoked to be here and we're having a good time, and yeah, we all made it.
Nice parking spot.
So once we got back down, I decided to load up the van and take a little journey out to the obstacle course and then eventually up the mountain.
Has to be that, dude.
Wait,
he just didn't know.
He put this
instead of
the
that
diaphragm thing.
Yeah, the diaphragm. Yeah.
I'll go down stuff, not up it. Oh.
Oh, we're going to the top. We're starting here, we're going to the top. We'll make it.
We got Chris behind us. Where are we coming around? Come on! Please hold on, fellas, now.
The higher we climbed the mountain, the more quickly it became clear the weather was not on our side today. Once we're driving up the mountain, a few components in the engine bay get hot, including the turbo. The exhaust gas temperatures that come out of the turbo, it gets really hot. It's at 320 degrees now. I like to have it at like about 300 degrees before I shut the engine off, or else it just boils over with the coolant. You know, it should be good now. Yeah, it should be good. Drove up to the top here in my van. I wasn't gonna drive it up to the top this year, but hey, we're up here anyway. And the weather sucks. It's cold out there. I gotta bundle up. Everyone else came up in like t-shirts. None of us said it out loud, but I think we all knew we wouldn't be staying up here very long. And plus, a warm cooked meal was waiting for us back at camp. So we set off down the mountain, ran into a couple buddies of ours, and as we got closer to the bottom, I asked around to see if anyone wanted to go play around in the obstacle course, and, well, everyone said yes.
What happened? Too soft?
Look how he doesn't spin tire on the soft stuff, really just enjoys it.
And finally, we have one of my favorite events of the week. This is the Warren Chapman Synchro Cup Drivers Challenge.
This thing is an absolute ripper. And he asked me, he said, do I lose a point if I...
Anyone with the capable van can sign up and run this obstacle course. It's specially designed to be extremely challenging for these four-wheel drive Volkswagens. But that doesn't stop some of the people that come to this event, and it allows them to really show off how capable these rigs are.
Go left a little, huh? There you go. Faster, Jeremy, faster! Win this for the team.
I don't recall who won, but they're gonna hold that title all year long. And before we knew it, we were packing up our camps and getting ready to head out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Over. Syncrofest is over. What's up?
All right, brother.
You're out?
Say goodbye to Sebastian, our got us to the top of the hill, baby. Make sure you guys come out. This shit's legit. Well, I'm a first timer. This guy's like, what, 3 times? 4
3 or
times?
4
5
times. It's all good.
He won some awards he's not so proud of, but he's proud of. But it's a fucking awesome time. Oh, beep. It was a great time, man. So we appreciate you, man. Sebastian, you're the man, brother.
Safe travel, Sebastian.
This event is only 4 days long, but at certain moments, it feels like it's going on for weeks. But times like this, it feels like it lasted hours. It was so nice catching up with old friends and making plenty of new ones. But the time has come to hit the road and go hang out with a couple of people that I've been honored to call friends now for a few years. Now some of you might recognize this white Westie, and it's because they have a YouTube channel as well, and they put out some pretty good camping videos. You should definitely go check them out. They made some plans to drive out to the California coast before trekking back up to the Pacific Northwest, and they were so kind to invite me along.
All kinds of road rage. We're Oregonians, you know.
I'll be honest here, this is not a place I would go for any regular holiday. But after realizing that I haven't been to the Pacific Coast in such a long time, it was definitely a detour worth taking. And the company, well, that wasn't bad either. Ever since I left Syncrofest, my transmission has been whining in first and second gear, maybe in third and fourth as well, but over the tire noise, I can't really hear it. Luckily, we went and hung out with this guy named Ralph. He just opened a shop in Santa Cruz and is a huge staple in the Vanagon community, and we wanted to go check out his new shop. I had mentioned my issues with my transaxle, and next thing I knew, he was handing me his keys to his Subaru and told me to go to O'Reilly's and get some new fluid because we're doing a transmission flush. Now, I can't promise the same level of service for everyone, but I will say that this guy is down to earth, one of the nicest guys in the Vanagon community that I've ever met. After hanging out with Ralph, Nate, Nancy, and I drove out to the beautiful cliffs of Santa Cruz and found a quiet street to park on for the night. Next thing I knew, it was morning and they were headed north, and I hit the road as well. But it didn't take long until this happened. I stopped by Truckee and look who I ran into.
Hey.
It's the world famous Riley Montuli.
The ex-Vanagon Synchro Vanlifer.
Yeah.
I converted and I'm not part of the cult anymore.
He's a quitter, and he sold out and bought a Tacoma.
I did sell out. It's not as unique, but I do make it on trips without breaking down, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Or transmission rebuilds.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a long drive back to Wyoming, and then I'm going to go buy a new transmission because that's how it is.
Yep, and I'm hoping the best for him. Here is moral support.
Okay, if I'm being honest, the transmission isn't that loud. It's whining in first and second, maybe third and fourth, I'm not too sure. But on the trip back, it hasn't gotten any worse, and my budget says that it hasn't gotten any worse because I can't really afford a transmission overhaul right now. I mean, come on, it's only been 3 years since a full build out on this transaxle, so I shouldn't have to do any work to it, right? I guess that's just the price you pay when you put a TDI in your Vanagon. Maybe I too should get a Tacoma. The rest of the trip back to Wyoming went great. Nothing went wrong, transmission didn't get worse, and I just took my time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was definitely rushed because I had to drive 1,000 miles there and 1,000 miles back and film the whole thing and edit the entire video all within a week. If you like the content I'm putting out, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. And if you would like to help out with this little transaxle rebuild, I'll leave the links in the description below. Thank you.